Hello, hello, hello. Y'all know what time it is. You know what day it is. I am Omi Bell, and you're watching today's news with Omi. I'm so glad to be here with y'all today. I'm going to shorten this a bit. I'm going to try to knock this out in 15 minutes so that I just want y'all to watch more and make sure you subscribe more and stay tuned more and learn actual more news from me. All right, here we go. Let's see. There's so much news happening too right now. Okay, check this out. Prisoners fight against working in heat on former slave plantations, raising hope for a new change in the South. Why does this sound like this is from 19, like not from present day? Okay. Last September, several incarcerated workers, along with the New Orleans based advocacy group Voice of the Experience, filed a class action lawsuit calling for an end to the farmline of Angola prison, America's largest maximum security prison. The farmland was once a patchwork of cotton fields where enslaved pregnant women and young children worked from dawn to dusk during the busiest and hottest harvesting months. Today's prisoners work the same land. Even though the U.S. bans the import of goods made with prison labor overseas, in some places like Louisiana penitentiary, rudimentary tools in prisoners' bare hands are used to harvest fruits and vegetables that feed inmates. The workers, excuse me, the workers accused the state of Louisiana of cruel and unusual punishment. This May, they additionally asked the court in an emergency filing to stop work during extreme heat. U.S. District Judge Brian Jackson issued a temporary restraining order earlier this month. It said correctional officials have shown deliberate indifference to the risk of death or injuries of incarcerated workers and sending them to the fields even when they had serious health issues, including some with heart disease, high blood pressure, and histories of prediabetes or AIDS. He ordered the state to quickly fix what he called glaring deficiencies in its heat related policies. That is crazy if they got those folks out there working like that in this heat. Honey, I walked to the car and I'm about to fall out. With AI sexual abuse on the rise, the White House is tapping big tech for support. In May, the Biden-Harris administration announced a call to action to curb image-based sexual abuse, a problem that artificial intelligence has intensified in recent years. The abuse disproportionately targets girls, women, and the LGBTQ plus community. In June, the Center for Democracy and Technology, the Civil Rights Initiative, and the National Network of End Domestic Violence announced that they would form a working group to counteract the circulation and monetization of image based sexual abuse. In late July, Meta, owner of Facebook and Instagram, removed 63,000 accounts linked to sextortion of children and teens. Wow. According to the White House, stopping abusive images, whether real or AI generated, from being circulated and monetized requires not just the government to act, but tech companies as well. From the payment processors to mobile app stores to mobile apps and operating system developers, cloud servers, search engines, and more. Wow. Little Miss Flint reaches her clean water fund after receiving over $1 million in donations. 17-year-old Mary Copeny, better known as Little Miss Flint, excuse me, has reached a milestone in her ongoing fight for clean water in Flint, Michigan. Copeny has been running her clean water race since she was 8 years old. She sent a letter to former President Barack Obama about the water crisis in Flint residents were experiencing. This prompted Obama to visit himself and see the damages firsthand. Once the crisis was assessed, a $100 million relief fund was approved from the city for the city. While the money may have helped out, it did not completely fix the situation. So, company launched a GoFundMe account called Little Miss Flint Clean Water Fund with a goal of raising $1 million. As of a few days ago, she has not only reached her $1 million goal, but has also surpassed it, racking in 26.3 thousand donations totaling 1.4 million dollars. Let's just say that the biggest donation came from NBA star Kyrie Irving, who made a $50,000 donation to company's fund last year. How awesome is that? That's so cool. I love that. After the end of Roe, a new beginning for maternity homes, there has been a nationwide expansion of maternity homes in the 2 years since the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade and the federal right to abortion. The Maternity Housing Coalition, a nonprofit anti-abortion network of 195 maternal homes, has grown 23% since the court's ruling. As abortion restrictions increase, anti-abortion advocates want to open more of these transitional housing facilities, which often have long wait lists. They say other mitigating factors include unaffordable housing, paychecks cut by inflation, and high birth rates in some states. The anti-abortion groups see maternity homes as the next step in preventing abortions and providing long-term support for low-income pregnant women and mothers. Many of 450 maternity homes in the U.S. are faith-based. I'm a little concerned about that. I don't know about that. North Carolina GOP candidate Mark Robinson, a harsh abortion critic, says his wife once had the procedure in a new ad. Mark Robinson, the Republican nominee for governor of North Carolina, is out with a new TV ad where he and his wife tell viewers that she had an abortion 30 years ago. It's not the first time Robinson has admitted that he paid for his then girlfriend, now his wife, to have an abortion. Later in the ad, Robinson says he agrees with the current abortion restrictions in North Carolina, which limit the procedure after 12 weeks of pregnancy, with exceptions of rape, incest, or the life of the mother. His support for the 12-week restriction is a reversal from his past comments, including one where he said abortion is in this country is not about protecting the lives of mothers. It is about killing the child because they weren't responsible enough to keep their skirt down. Crazy. During the GOP primary earlier this year, Robinson told voters at a campaign event, "We've got it down to 12 weeks. The next goal is to get it down to 6 and then keep moving it from there." Robinson also referred to abortion as murder and genocide on his personal Facebook page in 2018. Half of white Americans say they are worse off financially than a year ago. A new survey by YouGov/The Economist found that 44% of American adults think they are worse financial position than a year ago, while only 13% said they were better off, while 38% said they were doing about the same. Among white Americans, the percentage that say they were worse off grew to 49%. Just 12% of white Americans say they are better off, while 36% say they are doing about the same. Some 42% of Black Americans say they feel like they are doing about as well now as compared to a year ago, while 27% said they are worse off and 23% said they are doing better. Okay. I want to get into the news about the I want to get into the news about the Olympics. Okay. For female athletes of color, scrutiny around gender and identity are part of a long trend. Algerian boxer Iman Khalif left the ring in tears after a resounding victory this weekend. She has also faced days of hateful comments and false accusations about her gender following her first fight against an Italian opponent who quit seconds into their bout. Female athletes of color have historically faced disproportionate scrutiny and discrimination when it comes to sex testing and false accusations that they are male or transgender, historians and anthropologists say. Because sports and the Olympics are Eurocentric, more women from the global south or developing countries are affected by sex testing in sports, says Payoshi Mitra, director of the Center of Sport and Human Rights, who has worked with dozens of female athletes across Asia and Africa to fight sex testing practices. This weekend, the IOC condemned boxers' gender tests by the International Boxing Association and not legitimate. The IBA, which is run by a Russian oligarch, was permanently banned from the Olympics last year. On Sunday, Khalif said the wave of hateful scrutiny she has faced over misconceptions about her gender harms human dignity. Also, A'ja Wilson says officials told her to tone down her emotions during the game against Belgium. The American women's basketball team has won 58 consecutive Olympic Games with their 87-68 victory over Germany on Sunday. Last week, WNBA star A'ja Wilson said that one of the officials told her to tone it down during the game against Belgium. Wilson said she didn't plan on changing the way she plays or how she reacts. How are you going to tell me at my job that I can't show emotion or passion, she said. So I keep my cool. I continue being me. I keep my cool by understanding who I am and who I have around me. And I don't look back. I just keep going. She went on to say, so to that ref, I'm going to keep yelling. I'm going to keep screaming. I'm going to keep fussing, cussing anywhere in between cheering, because that's the game I play. I'm not telling him, don't blow your whistle. Like, I'm not telling you how to do your job. Don't tell me how to do mine. Wilson, who is averaging 23.5 points and 13 rebounds for Team USA. She's a two-time WNBA MVP. Oh, dirty secret of the Olympics of the Olympic swimming. Everyone pees in the pool. I mean, not that y'all wanted this news this morning, but here we go. According to a new report, one of the dirtiest secrets of the Olympic Games is that everyone pees in the pool. I probably peed in every single pool I swam in, said Lily King, a three-time Olympian for Team USA. That's just how it goes. It turns out that every athlete who takes a plunge into the Olympic pool will probably relieve themselves in there too. Swimmers insist that there's good reason why they can't do what most people learn by the age of 4 at important competitions. Swimmers hydrate until the last possible moment while also wearing ultra tight suits meant to compress their bodies into the most hydrodynamic shape possible. It makes for a dangerous combination. Okay, we don't need to go into people urinating. But y'all, I mean, hey, get over it. Whatever. All right, so there I want to tell y'all, okay, Noah Lyles, whoop whoop, just had to mention that. Won gold in the men's 100 meter. He still has a 200 meter coming up. I'm super excited for them to be watching it. There's a heat today as well that I'm going to be looking at. But if you want to interact with your Olympic champions on social media, you should do that. Also, if you go to Google and you Google any of the Olympians who have won gold, it'll their name their normal screen will pop up, and then it'll scroll like a Olympic gold medal for them, and then you can actually send them flowers. You can actually click on it and click on and then send them flowers. If you're overwhelmed, like I'm overwhelmed with all of the schedule for the Olympics, and what you can do is follow your favorite athletes. If you type in your favorite athletes name on social media, and then you hit Olympic, it'll the new frame for Google, it'll say Olympic events. If you click on that, you can scroll down, you click all the Olympic events that they're participating in. This was super helpful for me because I'd be super overwhelmed trying to look at all the Olympic events. Speaking of Olympics, Google pulls the Olympics ad that showed the AI writing of a little girl, AI writing a little girl's letter for her. I don't like this news because I thought the ad was so super cute. Google has pulled this controversial Olympics ad after critics blasted it for portraying what they called a bleak application of artificial intelligence. The ad showed a father using Google's Gemini AI chatbot to help his daughter write a fan letter to Olympic track star Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. But many online question why Google would want to replace a child's creativity with words written by a computer. Google initially defended the ad, which ran during breaks from the Olympics, saying that it showed how Gemini could provide a starting point for a piece of writing. But on Friday, the company reversed its course. While the ad tested well before airing, given feedback, we had decided to phase the ad out of Olympic rotation, a Google spokesperson said. I hate that. That sucks because it was such a cute ad. Such a cute ad. What else is happening? Oh, this Insta story is no longer available. So you may have gotten a message that there was a glitch in Instagram over the weekends, last week sometime, and leading up to today. So you may have seen a notice that said your Insta story was removed. Unfortunately, your Insta story cannot be restored, but they have fixed the issue. So if you saw that, they have fixed the issue. Temu. So Temu sellers revolt because they are saying that Temu is holding money from them. And so like a bunch of them showed up to one of the Temu offices, and these are mainly the Temu the independent merchants in China. They showed up and they're protesting in front of the office because they're saying that Temu was holding their money and holding some of their payouts, and they're not feeling it. I like to give y'all, you're probably not gonna like a little bit of things that you might not get. Science news. Science news is one of my favorite. So NASA and Boeing have now announced that the Starliner is not actually stranded in space. They're saying that there's an article in The Guardian that's saying that the narrative got away from them, and that while some of the panels did fall and some different things, they now have an actual date that it's going to return. So they're saying that it's actually going to return. It's not stuck. In August night skies, you may be seeing double. During the summer months, we tend to miss the views of Saturn, Jupiter, and other heavenly bodies, but it can be a great time to look for other items. All right. You might be seeing double stars. What does that mean? If you see any movies or read any books that have two suns in the sky, that would be a double star system. These stars typically come in twos or binary or optical. Binary stars are two stars that are gravitationally bound in orbit to each other. They appear to be close together viewed from Earth, but in reality are extremely far apart. So hey, you might see this if you're looking up in the sky coming up this week. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm Omi Bell, and this has been today's news with Omi. Hey, you can make sure you subscribe to me. If you ever miss a day of news, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just subscribe anyway, because I'm trying to get my followers up. So subscribe at The Omi Show. So you can go over to YouTube and search at The Omi Show. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're watching me on Instagram or any other platform, go over to YouTube and subscribe at The Omi Show. Thank you so much for listening. And hey, take some of the things I say with a grain of salt, because I don't know how you like your food for thought. Don't shoot the messenger. I will see y'all tomorrow with more news.